mute the microphone when you are not speaking, pin the video of the timer when you speak. Sex, religion, and politics will be spoken with sensitivity. Sleepy face, eating face, or scary face, show us your face. Next, I would like to pass to our President Jen for his president speech.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please give me 2 seconds. Okay, 2 seconds just in time. So ladies and gentlemen, before I start the presidential speech, I would very happy to acknowledge a few achievements by our members. So firstly is a very nice testimonial by Richard, who shared about his journey in Toastmasters. This is published in our KBTC, Klang Bilingual Toastmasters Club page, and have a read. Secondly, we have Wasanti, who is one of the speakers today. She has won a lot of awards in other clubs. Best speaker, best table topic speaker, best evaluators. So this one is the best speaker. Second one, best table topic speaker. Third one, best evaluator. Too bad she's not here to listen to this. She'll be here soon. So anyway, the third one is Biyang, our table topic evaluator today, have won the best table topic speaker as well. Besides these achievements that we have made throughout these 2 weeks, we also have encouragements of some club visitation. This encouragement is to show that it is good to lend our helping hand to other clubs when in need. So we have Newton serving as an evaluator and me serving as a timer. So with that, today's theme is about the lesson learned. Now, whenever we heard about the lesson learned, it automatically brings me towards something that happened in a bad way or the unpleasant consequences. And then we learn from the unpleasant consequences. But when I take a step back and think about it, not necessarily something bad happens, only we can learn some lessons. Even when something good happens, there will always be lesson. I like a quote from John C. Maxwell. Reflective thinking turns experience into insight. And that's what I would like to share with you today. For good things or the bad things, whatever things that happen to us everyday lives, those are amazing stories that we can share. And those are amazing stories that we can think about and reflect. So when we reflect, it will turn into an insight. And that insight is a lesson learned. And I always believe that whatever things that we have learned, we have to reflect, we have to think about how can we apply those in the future. Like just now, what Ken said, be truthful to other people, because the truth will always comes out, be genuinely. And when I reflect about that, I remember this is also something that my dad once told me. Just be yourself and just try your best to improve to whoever you can, and be your best to serve, and be your best to give, always give your best to give values. And with that, I would like to urge you all, the members and guests, please think about that. Whatever that you have learned today, or you are going to learn, at the end of the day, pick one thing from what you have learned and think about how can we apply this. With that, let me have the pleasure to pass the control over to our very beautiful Toastmaster of the evening, Angie Chan. Over to you, Angie.
Do you see my screen?
Yes, Angie can see.
Don't worry, Angie, take your time. Angie is first time being the Toastmaster of the evening.
Okay. Good evening to our president and our special guest and fellow Toastmaster. Today, our meeting is 370. Title theme is Learn to be a lesson. So our next, before we go to the agenda, let us see our member education progress. This is our member education progress. The red one is complete already. For today's speaker is Wasanti and Jen. So before we start, let us share a bit about history for our Toastmaster. I would like to share our Toastmaster history. Toastmaster International is a non-profit organization. The first Toastmaster Club was found in the basement of YMCA in Santa Ana, California in 1942 by Dr. Ralph T. Speldy. Until now, we have 588 members worldwide in the world. Club, we have 16,303 in club. And our country we have is 16,000. Sorry, my mistake. It will be 152 countries. Our Toastmaster mission is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment which every member has an opportunity to develop communication and leadership skill, which is foster self-confidence and person growth. This is our 11th path that we can go through. If anyone interested, can contact our Toastmaster. This is a little bit about our club that is established in 2005. This is our 16th anniversary as a first bilingual Toastmaster club in the whole of Klang Valley. Our version of the club is we learn, we speak, we lead. We normally conduct the meeting in English and Mandarin. It's welcome to you all to try in table topic session, speech assignment, and evaluation. Member can choose or either to do Mandarin and English path. The best part about joining KBTC is that member and guests are exposed to both language, therefore speeding your learning in these two languages. So the agenda for today is, we have 3 sessions. The first session is the table topic session. The second is the prepare speech session. 3 is evaluation session. Now I would like to call upon our role players for today. We have grammarian, Mr. Ken. Mr. Ken?
Hi, thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. So good evening. My name is Ken Lim here. So as my role as a grammarian is to pay attention to the good use of English and provide suggestion for improvement. So towards the end of the meeting, I shall give you my reports. And before we go to the session here, I would like to share again and recap what is the word of the day. Now for this meeting, the word of the day is memorable. So I like to again share the meaning. So the meaning of memorable is something that is not easily forgotten, or something that is special or interesting enough to be easily recalled, right? So for example, I haven't seen them since that memorable evening when the boat capsized. So therefore, you are encouraged to use the word as frequent as possible throughout the meeting. I shall count them, and I shall provide my reports towards the end of the day. Right. So back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Ken. Now we will call upon our R counter, Michael.
Thanks, Angie. Excuse me. Thanks, Angie. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So I'm Michael, and I'm the R counter for this evening. So the purpose of the R counter is to note unnecessary words and sounds that are used as a crutch or a pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen and count for phrases that may be used inappropriately or unnecessarily, such as and, well, but, so, and you know. Sounds may include and. I will also note down when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times each speaker used these unnecessary pause fillers. Back to you, Angie.
Thank you, Michael. Now I would like to call our beautiful Natalie as a timer. Natalie?
Thank you very much, Toastmasters of the evening, Angie. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A timer role is to monitor and keep track of the time throughout the meeting. Every session of the meeting is timed. When you reach the minimum time of the session, I will show the green light, average, yellow, and maximum red. Hence, fellow members and guests, you are urged to deliver your speech within the stipulated time frame. I shall give my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Angie.
Thank you. And I would like to call upon our GE, Miss Lee, to say upon the roles.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Angie. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as the general evaluator is to evaluate the overall conduct of the meeting, as well as roles that haven't been evaluated. If you think of a typical Toastmasters meeting, think of PIE, P-I-E. P is the prepared speech, I is for impromptu speaking, and E is for evaluation. And I will conduct the evaluation and technical report segment of this meeting. And that is a brief explanation of my role. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Ms. Lee. So now let's not waste our time. Let's call upon play our first session table topic. I would like to pass my baton to Hui Chi. Hui Chi, our Toastmaster.
Thank you very much to our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Angie. Now, this is the first session, which is my favorite session. Why do I say so? Because I'm a table topic master. All right, so what is table topics? For the guests right here, this is the opportunity for all of us to sharpen our quick thinking skill and to say 2 minutes about the topic. This skill is pretty useful when you want to get a promotion or to close a deal, or for those of you who has a life partner, you can use this skill to answer tactfully on those tricky questions. All right, Jen, you are smiling there, right? So with that, I will highlight the timing for this speech is when it is 1 minute, our beautiful timer will show green light. Timer, you can show the green light virtual background. Thank you very much. And 1 minute, 30 seconds, the timer will flash a yellow light. And when it is 2 minutes, it's time for us to wrap up your story and the timer will show red light. And 2 minutes and 30 seconds, perhaps the timer will show a bell, which means you can pass it on to the next speaker. With that, let us keep the ball rolling with the first volunteer. I'll encourage those members who are not taking up any roles tonight to take up this challenge. I promise you, the topic is going to be a memorable and easy one. So first of all, who would like to try this interesting session? If you are not going to volunteer yourself, I'm going to volunteer you. All right, 3, 2, 1. Without wasting time, anyone raising up hands? I think my line is a bit. Yeah. Fantastic. Malati. All right. Malati, forget the mistake. Remember the lesson. Forget the mistake. Remember the lesson. Malati.
Thank you, Hui Chi. Most of the time, we see people making mistakes and we find it difficult to forgive them. I went through a situation last year when one of my close colleagues, where we have been working for years, was making a lot of mistakes at work. I'm a manager and he's a manager. It was very difficult to accept the fact that he was making mistakes to begin with. I had an open discussion with him because I felt that it was very important for me to break the ice or even to trash out things with him. We proceeded and we spoke about things. And now as I speak, it's the memory, that's what I recall, because we moved on from whatever that happened. He realized that he had a mistake from his side. He was sort of unconscious, as in he had some personal issues. That's the reason that was affecting him. Having said that, it's very important for us to even take the first step to say that, okay, it's a mistake and we want to move on. It's good that today I'm able to share that it's a memory because we openly spoke about it and we have moved on and we are making good progress as in the current moment, which is helping both my team and his team. Yeah, it's very important for us to take the first step. and accept the fact that everyone can make a mistake and to move on and benefit out of it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mati, for your wonderful sharing. Indeed, actually, it is very challenging for us to open up ourselves, to admit our mistake because of our ego, especially at work. And both of you are managers. I cannot really imagine how that could happen. So wonderful message from you, Melati. Next up, any second volunteer that you want to try it out? I promise you, after you try this session, you might be able to get an increment next year. So who wants to raise up your hand? So perhaps the guests there, are you over there? I'm not sure because you're, Surendran, I can see you are smiling right there. Would you like to give it a try?
Yeah, sure can.
Wonderful. All right. Actually, I have 6 topics, and just now I just randomly give Malati one topic without asking her. All right, so I give you a privilege. 1 to 6. Which number do you want? Number 4 is taken.
Number 6.
Number 6. Surendran, learning never stops. Learning never stops. Surendran.
Okay, learning never stops. Okay, once I finish my college, right now I'm working. Once I finish my college, I actually stop on learning new skills and so on. So when that happens, I start not, my learning curve is actually going stagnant in works and in my personal life. I'm not improving in my personal life, work and so on. Then I just analyze what was going wrong and so on. That's when I understand that once you finish the college, it's where the real learning starts. And that's when I've actually started to read more books, and I've actually dedicated myself to like promise myself to read like 20 pages of book at least each day. So that's when I understand that once I do that, a lot of things has been changed. And yeah, in one of the book also, they challenged me to join a public speaking. So that's why I'm here as well. So I've actually did so many fun things. And just to inform you as well that I don't know how to swim as well. I'm 25 years old and I'm just only joining a swimming lesson to learn how to swim. And I've actually tried a new couple of things and trying to be more overallly. I mean, my life is basically a bit boring because I'm doing almost the same thing every day. So that's when I need, okay, then I need to try new things and so on. So that's when I start joining swimming lesson, and then I'm trying to learn how to play guitar, and that's a few things. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Surendran, for your sharing. Indeed, your life is not boring. You try out so many new things to read 20 pages. To be honest, I never even read one sentence each and every day. All right. Or even you pick up a guitar, and of course, you're joining us as a guest in public speaking classes. And swimming, I also don't know how to swim actually. And I'm much more older than you, even though I have a baby face. All right, wonderful, wonderful. So with that, can we move on to our third speaker tonight? I promise it's going to be easy. Anyone would like to volunteer yourself?
Gee, can I try? Oh, sorry, you go first.
Nice. Ken. Number 1, 2, 4, and 5. Which topic? Sorry, 1, 2, 3, and 5. Which one do you want to choose?
Number 1, please.
Number 1. Ken, do you have any regrets in life? Do you have any regrets in life? Ken.
In life, I would say that nobody is perfect. And there were a lot of mistakes and errors that I've done over the past. And obviously, all this is part of the journey. I must say these are all part of the journey. Take, for example, the most memorable event or incidents that I have done that pretty much regret my life is that I have never spent enough time with my grandfather, right? So when I was brought up in a very rural family, and my parents, they used to live in a city, and they will leave me with my grandparents. So when my grandparents were there, they always give us a lot of good lessons and all this advice to us. And you know, as a child, sometimes you are very playful, you are very childful, and whatever the old person was talking, sometimes you feel that they are mumbling, and you don't really like to hear them so much, and you find that they are, you know, sometimes wanted to take your attention, and sometimes you even feel that they are wasting your time. But I can tell you that when I grew up, to some extent, I find that whatever that they have taught me and those advice that I have done when I have mistake, those words that they have provided to me when I was young, I can tell you those are the things that I have learned. And I started to realize that those are the things that is important for our life, right? And what I could tell you is that now he is no longer with me, and I wasn't able to really say thank you to him. So this was probably one of my things that I regret in my life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ken, for your sincere sharing. Indeed, I can relate that to you because sometimes youngsters like us, I still consider ourselves as youngsters. We think that our parents or our senior in our family members, we tend to think that they talk too much. They give us too much of advice, but at the end of the day, we are the one who benefited from it. And thank you very much for the reminder on be grateful of the time we have with them. All right. Now let us move on to our first speaker, Richard. Our Captain Richard just now has raised up his hand.
Okay.
You have
Thanks.
number 2, number 3, and number 5. Which one is the number that you prefer? Sorry?
I shall go for number 2.
Number 2. Richard, the most powerful lesson is to say no. The most powerful lesson is to say no, Richard.
How many of you are married at this time? Can you raise a hand? Okay, I saw 1, 2. Okay, I got married before. And you know, when you get married, during your marriage, you will say, I do. Yes, I do. But I don't believe that somebody of you, especially those married people or married couple in this room saying, no, I don't. Could you? Of course. The most powerful lesson that I have learned is saying no, not because it's for the marriage, but actually, sometimes we have to think before we say, yes, I do. Because once you said yes, it could never be back. And I learned that from my first marriage. I said, yes, I do. I was 27 years old by that time when I get first married, and it was not successful. And marrying is not an easy thing that you can throw away. When you said yes, probably tomorrow I can say no. It's a commitment. It's a lifetime commitment, and you will need that kind of answer to your partner. So I think sometimes the most powerful words is by saying no, because it's not actually that you are not ready, but it's because you need to think before you say yes or no. So before you come out with certain words, before you come up with a decision, think before you speak. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Oh, thank you, Richard, for your sharing. Sounds like marriage is kind of scary now. All right. So, just joking. Marriage is not that scary because we have 3 brave souls who has just raised up their hand. So I believe there is something in it that we have to find out ourselves. All right. Our 5th speaker, who would like to try it out? I think my internet is a bit lagging, so if you are raising your hand, I might not be able to see you. All right, let me volunteer one of you. Perhaps Vasanti, would you like to give it a try, Vasanti?
Okay.
Wonderful. You have number 3 and number 5.
I go for number 5.
Which one do you like to choose?
I go for number 5.
Number 5. Vasanti, what lesson will you give to your future self? What lesson will you give to your future self?
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for a wonderful topic. What is the lesson that I can give for myself for the future? Think yourself first. Put yourself first. That is the lesson I would like to give myself for the future. The reason because I had a tendency and the way how I brought up that always put others first before I think about myself, which result really bad. We always feel like a victim and we tend to be a abusive relationship in anywhere, whether it's friendship, our work, or in public, our family, wherever. So that is the lesson I wanted to give myself for the future. I give one example. Very long time ago, in my family, we always make decisions together. We are always taught, think about others, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your aunt, everybody, so that we all can live happily. I would say that is totally wrong. I ended up Malaysia alone because of that reason. So I strongly suggest everybody to put yourself first before you think about others. And that is the one and only lesson I wanted to give myself. Thank you. Back to you.
Oh, what a fantastic speech. I love your message. It's a twist. Actually, in reality, we should...
Sorry, I forgot to change. I'll change it now.
No worries. It is indeed important to put ourselves first because we must love ourselves, then only we can love other people. So, timer, do we have time for one more speaker or no?
Yes, we still have time for one more speaker.
Okay, thanks to our kind timer, Natalie. I'll pick the last volunteer. Michael, you only have one last question, so too bad you don't have choice. But don't worry, it's not going to be the toughest one because the toughest one has been picked. Michael, what is the best advice your mom has given to you? What is the best advice your mom has given to you, Michael?
Okay. The best advice my mom has given me. Generally, my mom has given me a lot of advice over the years. But the most memorable advice she has given me is the 3 Ps. This happened when one day we were just driving around the neighborhood, and I was at that point in time a teenager trying to find my sense of self-identity, and she gave me this advice, and to tell me to adhere it when I'm an adult and until the end of my days. So the 3 Ps consist of, firstly, punctuality. So whether if it's at work, no matter at work, nor an appointment, nor a lesson, or even a Toastmaster session, always be punctual, because it reflects on your integrity and your honor as a person. You really don't want to be the one who is always tardy, because it gives the impression that you are not responsible and you don't have consideration for others. The second P is persistence. No matter in work, in my studies, this second lesson has really helped me a lot over the years, because I'm not one whose road to where I am today went smoothly. I have failed in my exams. I have failed in relationships. I was passed over for promotion, but I continue to be persistent in order to achieve where I am today. And the third and the final P that she told me is politeness. Always be polite to your superiors, your colleagues, to the people around you, and to the people who are less fortunate to have the opportunities that you have, because that reflects truly on your character. And definitely you don't want to be somebody who is rude, because it's not very nice to be that way. So moral of the story, 3 Ps, and you should be good to go, and always listen to your mom. Back to you, the table topic master.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Michael. Wow, thank you for sharing your mom's wise advice to all of us. The 3 P, the punctuality, the persistence, and polite. And I love your last sentence. Always listen to your mom. The mom here, Vasanti, must be very happy listening.
Currently single, so mom is the only person I have at the moment.
Okay, interesting. The status might change later on, so let's not go further. All right. All right, your future wife might be here, I don't know. All right, so with that, congratulations to all the 6 speakers, and now let us vote for our favorite table topic speaker. Zoom Master, is the poll ready? If it is ready, can we have the voting session right now for the 6 amazing speakers who have challenged themselves to become a better speaker? And now I would like to hand it back to our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster.
Thank you that lead us a wonderful moment. So I would like to pass to our table topic evaluator to do their evaluation.
All right, thank you, our Toastmaster of the evening, Angie. First of all, I would like to congratulate to all the table topic speaker for today. Congratulations for taking this opportunity to participate in these sessions to improve your impromptu thinking and speaking skill. And for the first speaker, Malati, I really like your speech today. As usual, what I like about your speech is you always have a very smooth speech and you speak fluently. This is your strength in speaking. And you also give a take-home message to everyone today. As you said, everyone make mistake, but we know to move on. If to give suggestions for your improvement to bring your next speech to the next level, I would suggest you to give one real life example. As just now you share with us your story in your workplace, I would suggest you to give one short real life example. This will make your speech much more memorable to people. People can remember the scenes. Yeah. And now for the second speaker, Suren, I think Suren, this is your first time. Is this your first time? But you have done a very good job. Yeah. So you share with us a lot about you. You are a person who actually now learn a lot of things, and you try new things. You mean learning is not just to stop there after you stop studying, but after you graduate, you continue to learn swimming. One suggestion for your improvement for your next speech is you can include take-home message in your speech to people. For example, take-home message you can share with everyone live will be very meaningful if we can continue to try new things, to do things that we had never done before, just like you now, you joining public speaking, and you go for, you learn swimming. Yeah. Okay, and now for the third speaker, Ken. So your question is, do you have any regret in life? So Ken, I love your sharing today. As you begin your speech with nobody is perfect. I think everyone can relate with you, because everyone here, we are all learning together, and everyone we do make mistake. Yeah, and you share a lot about your grandparents, what your grandparents taught you, the advice that they give you. One suggestion from me to you is it will be very good if you can share one of the lessons from your grandparents that is very impact you a lot in your life to us. Yeah, we wanted to know those lessons from your grandparents. What are the lessons and advice they give to you? Yeah, it will be good if you can share one of the most impact lessons that your grandparents give you to us. Yeah, okay. And next, Richard. Richard, I love your speech today because you start with audience engagement by asking questions. Yeah, and your story really catch people attentions. Yeah, yes, it is correct, because during marriage, everyone will for sure say I do. If we do not say I do, we won't be there. Yeah, and you also give this take-home message saying that thing before we speak. Yeah, I really like your speech today. If to give one suggestions for improvement, I would probably suggest you to slow down your speech pace. Yeah. Okay. So next we have Vasanti. All right. So what lesson will you give to your future self? So as Vasanti sharing to us, think yourself first, and you share to us, you always put others first, and the result is very bad. And there is one event long time ago where you and your family make decisions with everyone together and totally wrong. So I found you emphasize a lot on if you put others first, and it is very bad, wrong. One suggestion from me is you may focus and emphasize on think yourself first. What are the advantages and the good things for us to think ourselves first? Yeah. And also the last speaker, Michael. Michael, you had a very good speech today, well structured, and you share with us the 3 points: be punctual, persistent, and politeness. And for these 3 points, you actually elaborate to us. So you have just a nice speech structure with the timing given. One suggestion for your improvement is perhaps you can have the eye contact with us if you speak. With that, you can connect with the audience better. Yeah, with that, back to you, our table topic, our Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Beyond. Now, I think we would like to take a photo before we take a break. Can everyone open all the video so we can take a photo? Is it our Zoom master will take the photo?
I can help, yeah. All right. So can I invite everyone to turn on your video? Is MK here? All right. So, and our guest, Vera. All right. So let's start our photo sessions. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we'll have another photo freestyle. Okay. All right, is everyone ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you everyone. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Beyond. So this is our first half session today. We shall take a break. So our break will be, we'll come back on 8:30. Yeah. So our guests will be separate to a breakout room for know more about our club. So how are you all, everyone?
Good. How about you, Angie? You are first time Toastmaster of the evening, and I think Michael is first time R counter, right?
Yeah, quite
Yep,
nervous.
yeah.
Because I'm
Yeah.
not good at, preparing the screen. Wow, I can see my script. I'm a bit clumsy about that.
It's okay. Everyone, we all learn together here.
Mhm.
So Angie, you are using laptop, is it, to share just now?
Yeah. Then I can't open my script. Then I open my phone to see the script.
Oh, because your script is in the laptop. I thought you writing on the paper.
No.
Okay.
Small issue like that only you can learn. You can improve yourself by learning with the script. Sometimes script is just a guidance. If you can go through without script, then you will improve much more faster.
Okay, I'll try.
As you do more, you do not need script anymore after that.
Okay, I'll try more next time.
The best is probably you take up the role as TME for maybe the next meeting and maybe one or two meeting. Probably you can be much more fluent in the future already.
I'll try.
MK, you are still on the road?
Yep, I'm on the way back currently. I just reached, this is Bukit Tinggi. So I still have another, I think, 20-minute road distance. But luckily I did not promise MJ any roll up today. Thanks to all those wonderful role players that they take up the role.
Or not, MK, you have to stop roadside just like the day you join the table topic. Stop roadside and join.
Probably some role can, but today because the traffic is quite bad. One of the thing is MJ did ask me to become the ASAA, but the traffic is quite bad. I reached my colleague house also around 8 already. So that's why I was a bit late when I joined the meeting. And when I joined already, I heard about Michael's speech. He mentioned about punctuality.
Wow.
And I feel bad.
It's okay. It's okay. We live in Malaysia. Traffic is has a lot of room for improvement.
True, there's much more improvement, but currently, as I know, is the car is really exceed the population. I think the road capacity.
Yeah, the roads, the highways on Malaysia, we are over capacity.
Overcrowded.
And the traffic at Bukit Tinggi now is terrible, right?
I haven't reached the Aeon yet, so but I currently at this flyover to Banting, so it's jam. The traffic is very bad in front of me. And then fly over to Banting. So I see Natalie, they put up the bell ring. I think the time is up. bell.
Okay. Okay. Welcome back. Now, let's not waste our time.
The guests are still in
NG, I think,
breakout room,
yeah,
is it?
you have to wait for them to come back.
Oh, haven't come back. Oh, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Who is the Zoom master can close the breakout room and force them to come back here?
I don't see the
MJ.
co-host, or I can't see the
MJ
host
is
and
the
host.
one. MJ not here. I think he's in the room.
I think MJ and Jen is, one is the host and one is the co-host. Both is inside the breakout room, so nobody can inform them.
Informing them. Is everyone come back already from the breakout room?
Not yet.
Not yet, not yet. Probably they give us more. Oh, now they are back. We can start.
So is everyone here now? So welcome back to our second section. Let us not waste our time. I would like to introduce our first speaker. She has been teaching and training for past 17 years. And she also a counselor for a Toastmaster of the young kids for about 7 to 8 years. Her hobby is gardening and her wish is to plant her own vegetables. She is one of my favorite speakers. Let us welcome our speaker tonight, Vasanthi, who will be delivering speech, innovative plan, level 3 elective project. Vasanthi, all that glitters is not organic. Vasanthi, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Good evening, fellow Golden Toastmasters. You are glowing and shimmering on the screen. I know the secret. You glitter because of eating organic food, not because of using Zoom filters, don't you? What do you consider when you buy organic food? Is it the product with a high price tag? Looks so clean, must be in a very good shape, size, color, and it must be placed in an attractive shelf. As a customer, we are highly influenced to believe in that. I don't agree with that. I am different. I would love to buy vegetables from the people who grow them in their backyard. Now, flashback. Many years ago, one day, I bought 2 big bundles of spinach at 3 ringgit. I came home quickly and I started to clean it. Then I saw something moving faster, not wiggling. I looked very closely. They are none other than the multi-legged, elongated, metameric creatures, the creepy crawling centipedes, not 1, but 2 of them. Ooh, I was so furious. Just in a while, my inner being started to tell me something. Hey, think in a different way. You went to buy vegetables, the green vegetable. Now you are given free proteins. What's wrong? When I think quietly, if the centipedes can be found in that spinach, it could have grown in a place which has a lot of minerals and microbes. To growing that, I would say it is not going to cost anything because it is growing in a fertile land. Maybe it requires a little bit of our human workmanship. That's it. Then why it is being sold in very expensively in the supermarket? It takes almost 0 cost to prepare the soil. All we have to do is just dump the waste and leave it. The microbes in that soil do the rest. When we plant, there is a symbiotic life started to develop and work together. Some root nodular plants take charge of nitrogen fixation into the soil. All the invertebrates, they break the dead particles into smaller items. The insects pollinate, the birds and the reptiles and other animals, they disperse the seed. And also these animals eat the harmful insects. They do a lot of work. Of course, they want to have some profit share. And when they do that, it is not for their own. Actually, they test it. They test it to make sure whether the food is safe for us to eat or not. You can see a lot of dots are cut, different shapes in the leaves or in the vegetable. Our brain immediately tells us this is not a good vegetable. We don't buy that. But actually, those organic things are the quality tested and certified by these natural phenomena, not by FDA or SRIM. So you can trust that for 200%. Giving them a little bit, it's a fair deal. Our job is just to harvest the food. So there is no reason for charging them so high. The insects and birds are not only the central bodies to just certify the product, and also they are doing the role of a QC. They check them by tasting and testing. When you see the vegetables or fruits or anything shining without any pokes or dots there, that means they are not checked by these quality controllers. They didn't eat them. The reason because they know they are not safe for them to eat. Their life is precious for them. But look at ourselves. We look for shining, big things, which always wrong. They are genetically modified and they use a lot of pesticides in that. So it's obvious that we are being brainwashed by someone, what we're supposed to eat, what we're supposed to wear, and what we have to supposed to do in our daily life. And they decide what must be in the supermarket. Knowingly and unknowingly, we all fall prey for that kind of a tactics. So we have to put a full stop. We must decide what we have to eat and what is good for us and what we must do in our life. Everybody has the right to do that. Now the organic shelf in the supermarket belongs to only certain percentage of people. It's unfair. 100 years ago, our ancestors grew organic food and it's open for everybody. Now, why not? So think carefully. When you see anything shining, big, colorful, think about that. That is poisonous. Grow your food. Having a self-sustained life, it is going to be luxury. Learn it. Things that are glitters are not organic. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, thank you, Vasanti. I learned a lot from you. So, for our next speaker, he has never thought about the reason of leaving until last year when he started working. He will talk about the big why today. Our topic, our title is the big why, Dren, the big why.
Good evening, Angie. When I was a little boy, I asked my father, what will I be? I remember my father said, whatever you will be, will be. The future is not ours to see. What will be, will be. And then he continues, as long as you are passionate about helping others, living an honest life, always giving your best effort, that's the way you will be. And then that is something that comes into my mind all the time when I ask about the big why. So there's a question that almost all of my friends do not have an answer to. It's not about which comes first, egg or chicken. It's not that question. It's what do you live for? Sometimes I ask my friends, do you wake up to go to work energetically, or do you force yourself to wake up every day to work? How about you? So today, I wish to share with you core purpose. I wish to share with you the big why, the why of living. So first question that I wish to ask you, please answer me in the chat. Who is someone that you inspired, that inspires you or you admired? Could be a real person or a fictional person. I saw Peishi mentioning my mom, my grandparents, wonderful. Those are all close to us. I even got answers from my friends saying an anime character. So one of my favorite, one person that inspired me the most is actually an anime character. Is this. So his name is Luffy. He is from One Piece. So why am I inspired by him? He has the ability to turn enemies into friends. Wow, right? Turning enemies into friends. And when I think about that, when you think about someone that inspires you, it will lead us to thinking about what we want to be. There's a quote that I see last time, a few weeks ago. It is talking about sometimes we spend too much time thinking about who we were or who are we. And then we neglected something. We neglected that the most important thing is not who we are or who were we, is who we want to be. So that is something that will help us get to our core purpose today. So first thing, do you know this person? Give me a thumbs up if you do, a love if you don't. Okay, I see a few don't. So this person, her name is Malala. So Malala is a Pakistani. Let me share with you a few stories about her. What does Malala work hard to do? She worked hard to protest and fight for young women's rights for education. And she's a Pakistani. So in 2012, something bad happened to her. She was only 13 years old. What were I doing in 13 years old? Honestly, I'm stealing my mother's money to buy Pokemon cards. So she was 13 years old when she started this protest, and a group of armed Taliban boarded her school bus, asked her by her name, and then shot her by her head. So doctors all over the world know this and offer to treat her, but they all failed. Doctors even said it's really hard for her to live. Finally, she ended up into Queen Elizabeth Hospital in UK, Birmingham. And her bravery has led people around the world to fight with her about education. So ladies and gentlemen, in many different ways, Malala is a hero, standing up for her people and her school fellows who could not attain the right of peace and education. So she has achieved this, and she is guided by where she needs to go and what she wants to reach. So just like Malala, just like her, we are the heroes of our own stories. How we choose to proceed next, whether in our university life, to start a career, start a family, it helps us to know, or at least to start discovering what our purpose is. So let me ask you this question. Why did you think it was important for her to continue her course? Because she has a purpose. And the purpose is for her to fight for peace and education. So ladies and gentlemen, I would love to share with you a quote by Stephen Covey, the best-selling author of 7 Habits Highly Effective People. To begin with the end in mind. And to begin with the end in mind means to start with a clear understanding of your end destination. So to know where we want to go, where we want to reach. It means to have an idea of where we are going. This means you better understand where you are right now so that you can take the steps towards the right direction. So today, I wish to introduce to you the concept of core purpose to support your discovery of your end in mind. Let's start with an activity. This is a testing round. I would like to have two volunteers. Just now that two volunteers have already volunteered to me. The first one is Natalie and the second one is Bian. So Natalie and Bian, can you test your annotate function? Try to draw on the screen. Natalie, you use red. Bian, you use black. If you're wondering how to draw, move your mouse up. You will see you are seeing green screen. View options, annotate.
I do not see annotate from my option here.
And I don't have the annotate option too.
Yeah.
1 second. Again, try again. I just enabled it. Luckily, I'm the host.
All right. Yeah. You can see.
Yes. Please, using blue. Bian, can you use another color?
Yeah, just how you said, I use black color, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So what you will be doing is you will have a competition between the two of you in a maze. Let's see who can exit first. And your competition starts in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh, Natalie finished.
Wow, so fast.
And Yang is the second. So ladies and gentlemen, let me spoil you a little bit. Actually, these two volunteers have been volunteered by me before the speech. And Natalie actually had a head start. Natalie actually had a head start. I sent the pictures to Natalie for her to plan out before Bian. So Natalie actually had a head start. But if you notice, this game was never about who got out the fastest, but about how confident the player went through the game. Obviously, Natalie had a head start, but Bian also managed to get out. So I would like to use this analogy to our life. Sometimes we had a head start, like now. Now that I am sharing with you the core purpose, the concept of core purpose, we actually had a head start to know where we want to be. A lot of us, 50, 60, 70 years old, we still don't know why do we live. By knowing why do we live, we have our end in mind. But just like the young, if you don't have a head start, you will still get out. You will take time, more effort. So today, let me give you the head start to share with you 3 steps to find our core purpose. So the 3 steps to find your core purpose statement is this. Oh, let me clear the drawing first. First one, think about what are the strengths and skills that I have and I can offer. Who can I offer this to? And what impact do I expect from this? So ladies and gentlemen, why do we have all these 3? Because the core purpose here, although the word core purpose sounds very big, very serious, very scary, but it is actually very simple. We need to know what our strengths, what are we good at, what do we love, what passion do we have. And then these are things when we offer to somebody, we don't feel drained because those are our passion. And once you offer to them and you help someone, you will feel the fulfillment. Let me share with you my core purpose. This is my core purpose. Is to contribute my passion in sports psychology and my adaptability to create positive environment for athletes and youth. So enhance their skill needed for them to be strong, resilient, flexible to solve various problems in their life with their small. So this is my core purpose, and how did I came about to this? Let me break it down and share with you slowly one by one. I first discovered my passion in sports psychology when I was in degree. Ever since young, 13 years old, I watched a drama, and the drama is about an FBI able to read the other people body language. And I thought to myself, wow, so powerful. And in the future, I want to study psychology. I want to be able to be so powerful like this person. So I successfully studied psychology in my bachelor degree. And then in Malaysia, to be a recognized psychologist, we need at least a master. I think it's international, not only Malaysia. You need at least a master. So I was thinking, what do I want to specialize? So all this time, since young, I have been skipping schools, playing my friends to play ball, skipping schools to play basketball, to play badminton. So those are sports. So I love sports, that's my passion, and I like psychology. So when I was searching for what to specialize, I searched Google, what are the specialization in psychology? I saw sports psychology. Wow, my eyes grow so big, and that's what I want. So remember what I said previously, a lot of us spend too much time thinking about who we are, who we were. What I did is, that's what I want to be. So that's how I started to find, oh, my passion in sports psychology. So I started to go into Facebook. I searched for sports psychology, and then I found Malaysian Sports Psychology Conference Facebook group. I go there and I type, I want to find a job related to sports psychology. Is there anyone that can recommend me to? Because I was searching for internship. 1 year before my internship, I already starting to search. So I'm lucky, one of the professor in University Science Malaysia came to me and shared with me, do you want to come to Kelantan? So he asked me, do you want to come to Kelantan? I said, without a doubt, I said yes first. And yes. I somehow regretted that I didn't hear Richard's speech today. Otherwise, I would think first before I said yes. So I said yes immediately, only I go and think about, I go to Kelantan for what? What do I do there? Then I asked him, what do I learn? Things. I am lucky for this, yes, because he is my very great mentor who sponsored me to a Korea trip before we even met. So remember, he just PM me in Facebook, we talked a little bit, and then right before my internship, he said, you want to go to Korea for a conference? It's fully sponsored. Wow, really? That one is my second yes. I didn't even think second yes. So the whole Korea trip, I only spent my flight ticket, the others are fully sponsored. And it is a very good opportunity for me to engage to this mentor. And he have guided me a lot, and that's my start of my sports psychology journey. And this meant I even do my master's together with him. So this mentor inspires me to give values, like what my father says, giving value to others, trying our best. So this mentor inspires me to do this by giving me the values that he provided. So from here, I think I'm very lucky to find my passion, and I wish to spread it to more people. So who do I give it to? Youths and athletes. And the expected outcome is just like to solve various problems in life, to be tougher mentally, because I strongly believe whatever problems that we have is all about perspective. I know it's hard to control our thoughts. We are not trying to control our thoughts. We are just trying to be aware of our thoughts and maybe add in more thoughts, add in more positive ones, helpful ones. Okay, let me take away the positive. Helpful thoughts. When we talk about feelings and thoughts, sometimes people tend to talk about positive and negative feelings. I think that is a very bad way to describe an emotion. So we don't have positive and negative feelings because every emotion, every feelings that we have is a very important feeling. Imagine if you cannot get angry. Imagine if you cannot get sad. If you cannot get angry, you will get bullied. If you cannot get sad, you will don't know what to improve. Imagine you cannot get scared. That's the most scary one. You will just walk to the middle of the road because you're not afraid. So those are feelings, emotions. If you don't have them, we cannot survive. So we just don't like them. So we change it to unpleasant feelings and pleasant feelings. We like them or we don't like them. So controlling our emotions and feelings, controlling our thoughts, help us to understand ourselves better. And by understand ourselves better, it helps us to find out what do we want, who do we want to be. Now, some of you may be thinking, I need to decide my purpose now. No, I'm just sharing with you the concept. And I will be giving you my slides later. So you don't need to take in any notes. I suddenly feel I'm teacher mode right now. So let's try something simple. Okay, let's start by asking ourselves a few questions. And it's already on the screen. You're probably already reading it. So let me explain more about it. Our purpose don't need to be so complicated. As you see from the screen, it could be, what do you want to do for today? Before I know this, when I reflect and think about last time, there are a few times where I jump out of the bed. There are times where I don't want to get out of the bed. And the times where I jump out of the bed is the day where I have plans with my friends to play basketball, to play sports, maybe to eat a very nice lunch. All those things are my purpose for the day. So at the end of the day, how hard have I tried to achieve my purpose is the question that we can ask ourselves when we talk about purpose. So these are two questions to ask ourselves to make it simple. To have a purpose, we need motivation. What are our motivators? Here are 6 motivators that I wish to introduce to you. First one, talent-based striving for excellence. In short, it is about being the perfectionist. Are you someone who feel motivated because you want to be perfect? Then you are this. If you're someone who loves independence, who loves the freedom, who loves to find the purpose of meaning, then you are the second one, entrepreneurial independence. If you're someone who are so motivated because of our family, this is the third one. So what are the 3 motivators? Excellence, independence, and family. That's not all. You have the 4th one, which is expressing. So this one, in short, is when you are motivated to express your creativity, your ideas, like the music producer or the artist. So not limited to those of them, but as long as you are motivated to share your ideas and creativity, you are this one. The 5th one, which is my one, I am motivated because of the community. The desire to serve a bigger cause than myself. And the last but not least, to be better self. And the best example is the athletes. Ladies and gentlemen, how about you? What is your top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 motivators? You can think about that later. I will give you the notes. And I wish to wish all of you a well and purposeful lifelong journey. May your goals bring you forward. With that, thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Jen. We have heard two great and fantastic speeches from our excellent speaker. Let us round of applause for them, for both great speakers. I learned a lot of it from you guys. So, well, let us vote for the best speaker speech. Is the poll ready? Master? Yes. Okay. I would like to welcome our special guest from Sydney, Toastmaster Torrance. Would like to introduce her a bit. Lee liked traveling and meeting people, learning and sharing in different cultures and cuisines globally. To quote Rohit, the best way to multiply your happiness is to share it with others. I would like to pass my baton to our Toastmaster Lee. Toastmaster Lee.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Angie. Well done. What a fantastic job you've done. And I can't believe this is your first time doing it either. Accolades to you. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests, this is the segment where we get to provide feedback to the speakers, as well as for us, members of the audience, to learn from the evaluators and the technical role players. To kickstart this segment, may I please invite the first project evaluator, Richard Gratila, to give his feedback for Vasanti Francis' speech. Over to you, Richard.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator Lee, and glad to see you here. I think I was quite some time that I was invited you to join our club as our General Evaluator, and now you are here. Thank you very much on that. So let me start with our seasoned Toastmaster, Vasanti. Hi, Vasanti. Good evening. How are you doing?
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much.
You look pretty and young, so thank you very much for such sharing tonight. Your wonderful story. So for tonight's evaluation for you, let me start on an inverted evaluation. So I will kick off on to challenge yourself. I think today you are at your most comfortable seat or delivery of your speech, which is we really love and we really enjoy how you are relaxed and how you are passionate on delivering your speech. And we are wanting, and I myself is suggesting to challenge yourself to tell us more of your stories. I mean, let us hear more of your personal life, personal touch of your life, because you yourself is a success story. You yourself has a lot of success stories, so we really need to hear from that. And you are a great achiever. I mean, you have done a lot of achievements in your life. You are an entrepreneur. So we really need to listen more of your success. So probably in your next speech, you could share more on that and think to get out of your comfort zone. That's how you will challenge yourself. And for the second thing, what I suggest for you to work on is your next speech, which is I am expecting you to deliver again. And I think all of us here are much thrilled to listen about it. So why I do inverted speech? Because I have a lot of good points to share to our fellow Toastmasters tonight. So let me begin with my first point, which is your engagement. I like how you started off and you have a very good smile. You have a very big smile. that shows you have a very big heart, and you engage very successfully on our audience. And I like how you twist and turn on your stories. You did a very good start, but in the middle you said, let me flash back on my stories. So you added a metaphor on that story. So a lot of good points on that. I like how you characterized on your story. You as a smart buyer for an organic vegetables, and you even say that those parasites in vegetable are part of the system in ensuring that it is organic. So you have a very good and vivid picture of how those organic pictures, organic foods looks like, and how those parasites giving us a very clear and vivid expressions from your end. You incorporated also a lot of literal elements, which are first as I'm saying, is your narration. You are a very good narrator. You're a very good storyteller, and you have a lot of mood. When I say a lot of mood, because for me, you have a lot of chemical reactions going on in yourself, and you introduce us that because you have a lot of emotions, facial expression, your gestures, so that makes a very good speaker. So overall, you're a great speaker, and we really love to hear your personal touch and your success story. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much for your evaluation.
Thank you, Richard, for your evaluation. I will be providing some feedback in my general evaluators report later. May I please invite the second project evaluator, DTM Hui Chin Wu, to give her evaluation for Toastmaster Juan's speech. Over to you, Hui Chin.
Thank you, General Evaluator. When Juan was a little boy, he asked his father, what will he be? Wow, that was a wonderful story at his beginning. So today, I'm going to tell you more about your speech today. I want you to rise. So what you have done good in your speech, I can find the essence of rise, R-I-S-E. First of all, R is reasonings. There are a lot of reasonings in your speech. Within your 20 minutes or so speech, you gave us a lot of reasons why we should have our core purpose, why we should have our motivators, and why, the big why that we have to pursue in our life. So first of all, reasonings are good and adequate. And secondly, we have I. I stands for inspiration. So from his story, he collaborated with the friends around him and then the people that he took as examples, such as Malala, and different inspiration that he had along the way when he grows up. So how about ours? He wants us to find our innermost inspiration, to find our value and core purpose in our life. So that's inspiration. Thirdly, S, structure. So from his structure, you can see he included a lot of different sessions. He has the beginning, the core value, the purpose, the examples, the engagement, and the ending, which is call for action. So the structure is really well structured. And finally, E stands for engagement. So within his speech, he had two engagement activities. First of all, he asked us the question. And secondly, he asked two volunteers to draw the maze. So rise in his speech. And for him to be a better self and find his core values and purpose, I would like him to sit back and relax and have a sip of coffee, SIP. So, Jen, you can speak with more emotion. Let us feel your passion. What is the passion in your life? Tell us more about it. And secondly, you can leave a bit of imagination for the audiences. For example, when you first started, you can hang the clue there, ask the audiences to guess what kind of person you were when you were young. Then you reviewed it when you talk about, oh, finally, I found my core purpose, which is sports psychology. Then there will be wow effect in the speech. And thirdly, P. I know Joanne as a very gentle person, but you can speak with more passion. If you let your passion influence us, I think the call for action will be better. So as long as you remember your rhyme and sit, I believe you'll be a keynote speaker very soon in the future. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Hui Chin, for your evaluation. That just reminded me I better have a sip of coffee as well. Thank you for your evaluation. And now we'll move on to the technical role players. May I please invite our grammarian, Ken Lim, to present his report. Over to you, Ken.
Thank you, G. Let me just quickly share my screen. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Yep, good. So for today's, thank you everyone for supporting and using the word memorable. So what I have recorded, MJ has used twice, Michael has used twice, and Ken Lim I have used once, Hui Chi twice, Malati once, Surendran one, Vasanti one, right? And some good words, I can tell you there are many more, but what I could capture really, really good words from the speaker tonight. And Joanne, there are many good words. Some example, reflective thinking turns experience into insight. Neglected, bravery, begin with the end in mind. Analogy, resilient, specialization, inspire, unpleasant, right? These are all the nice words for everyone to pick up. Michael, 3 words coming from you: punctual, persistent, politeness. Vasanti, furious, symbiotic, and genetically modified. Richard, metaphor. Hui Ching, inspirations, rise and sip. And some words could probably be corrected. She have should be she has. Overally should be overall. And that's all from my end. Back to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken, for your grammarian report. And now I forgot something earlier, because usually when there are 2 evaluators or 2 speakers, we don't ask for votes, but I believe that we do ask for voting here. May I please invite you to vote for the best evaluator? It includes the table topics evaluator and the 2 project evaluators.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. And now to see, well, to let us know whether we've been going please welcome our counter, Michael.
Thank you, esteemed GE. So let me share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
The Excel is visible. Excuse me. Yeah. Is the Excel visible? Sorry.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. It is.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Hi everyone. So this is the Excel that I've documented on the pause failures for this evening. So, so to summarize the findings, the R counter here today. So there's no use of the pause filler and but. There are minimal uses of the words well, so, you know, like, and la. And the main couple of pause fillers used for this evening is and So a couple of repeat phrases, you and tutu. So, and my compliments to the speakers that did not use any pause fillers for this evening. And yep, that's about it. Back to you, esteemed GE.
Thank you to our counter, excuse me, Michael. Yeah. And now to let us know whether we have kept to time, please welcome our timer, Natalie.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Let me share my screen. Okay, so this is my report for today. The meeting started at 7:28 p.m. and the meeting resumed at 8:33 p.m. The president address took 4 minutes and 5 seconds. NG took 10 minutes and 16 seconds. Huichi took 22 minutes. Beyond took 5 minutes and 53 seconds. Ken took 1 minute and 23 seconds. Michael took 55 seconds. And for the prepared speaker, Vasanti took 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And for the second speaker, Jen took 22 minutes and 42 seconds. And lastly, the speech evaluation, Richard took 3 minutes and 12 seconds. And DTM Hui Chin took 3 minutes and 28 seconds. And for me, I took 55 seconds as well. And I will continue to record the time. And thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Natalie, for your detailed timing report. And now it's my turn. Let me just see if I can pin the timer. Yep. And this is my general evaluator's report. As the general evaluator, I evaluate the overall conduct of the meeting as well as roles that haven't been evaluated. Again, my feedback is just from my perspective and also with the intention of helping the club to improve and without any, picking on certain role players or individuals. First of all, accolades to everyone. It was a wonderful meeting tonight. The meeting started 2 minutes early. I thought, whoa, the sergeant at arms and the Zoom master was keen to go. Well done. I love the various virtual backgrounds that you've got. You've got the gray, the blue, and then the red as well, which are all in TI colors. Ice-breaking session at the beginning of the meeting so that we get to know each other, and as well as sharing the agenda in the chat. If I may suggest some improvement is during the ice-breaking session, the slides were shared and that stopped us from looking at our speakers. So if I may suggest perhaps during the ice-breaking session, you may display the slide and then just unshare the slide so that we can look at the speakers as well as they speak. Meeting agenda, great meeting agenda. You truly have depicted the bilingual part where you had the Chinese and the English. You had the club and the club officer details on the agenda with the meeting theme, the word of the day, color-coded timings. Well done. It was also great to see a summary of pathways and the projects at the back as well. Just a couple of points, if I may suggest. I see that on the agenda, some speakers or role players have full names and some have just the first name. Okay. What I had to do was, as the GE, I came in just having first name. For example, there was just NG. But then because I looked at NG's name in her Zoom, then I changed my slides to NG Chan. So what I might suggest is just for consistency as well as to present a more professional look is to have full names and educational titles. Quite often, people can get hold of your agenda and they might go, oh, I want to go and attend the meeting. It looks like a great meeting on the agenda, but I can't find a Zoom link on the agenda. Okay, so perhaps include that as well. And if I want to join the club, who shall I contact? Now you've got social media details, you've got meeting details, but who shall I contact if I want to join the club? Okay, so it's just some points for suggestions. Zoom Master, warm welcome, introduce the word of the day, share the house rules. What I would like to suggest is, MJ, we want to have a look at you, but most of the time I can only see the top of your head. So perhaps just, step back a little bit so that we can see you, so we can see your handsome face, right? President's speech, very inspiring. I love how he had the bi-weekly announcements and then encourage members to visit clubs as well. The president also engaged with the audience. Well done, Juan. Angie, first of all, congratulations, Angie. Well done. If you hadn't told me, I wouldn't have thought that this was your first time doing the Toastmaster of the evening role. Okay. What I liked was that you shared the Toastmasters history, the meeting detail, the meeting structure, members' educational progress. You also encourage, since the club is a bilingual club, to encourage members and guests to speak in other languages as well. What I would like to suggest, perhaps next time, if you do this role again, is when you were sharing the slides, you were sharing the presenter's notes rather than the presentation slides. So perhaps, something that you might want to look at for the future. And the other thing too is sometimes speakers, as we are in gallery view or whether we're speaking on phones, we forget or we can't find the timer. And so it's a good thing as well if we remind the project speakers to pin the timer. But well done, Angie. Congratulations. Table Topics Master introduced the purpose, the timing. I love how she typed the name of the speakers and the topics in the chat and provided commentary between the speakers. Well done. Evaluators. This is our panel of evaluators. First of all, congratulations to all of them. They provided detailed evaluations, very detailed evaluations, and gave examples of how to improve. What I would suggest though is perhaps, because at times you were too close to the frame, the video, so perhaps just sit back a little bit or push your seat back a little bit so we can see all of you as well. Richard, detailed evaluation, and I love how, because Vasanti is a what we call an experienced or seasoned speaker, you gave her challenges, not recommendations, but challenges. And look at him, he's always smiling. Yeah. One of the things I would suggest is, perhaps just to slow down so that we can take in all the valuable feedback that you are giving. Hui Jin, love how she sang at the beginning, so enthusiastic and smiling. And she gave us rise and sip as well. The thing that, if I may suggest, is it's just that because it's online presentation or online speaking, quite often when we have virtual background, gestures would be a bit distractive. So it causes a bit of distraction. So perhaps just watch this. I know I have a lot of gestures, but what I do is I try to keep them below the camera. So I'm doing a lot of gestures here, but sometimes you cannot see them. But thank you. And then to the technical role players, a grammarian. Although the Sergeant at Arms or Zoom Master introduced the word of the day, he introduced the word as well. Active listening, and I love how he had the slides. R counter, detailed report, and again had the slides as well, or in terms of Excel spreadsheet. What I would often do is try to give some feedback, but what I found was that both of them did their roles so well tonight. Very detailed report, and they demonstrated active listening. Timer, very well done in terms of your timing lights, detailed timing report. If I may suggest, during the speech or during the times with your background, it was just the gray background. So sometimes if we don't know the other timer, it's quite hard to look for you. Perhaps have timer, the word timer in your background so that it stands out and we can look for you. Okay. Other than that, in general, your Klang Bilingual Toastmasters Club, I can see that you have achieved 5 goals so far. So you are distinguished. Congratulations. Well done. We are only in November, so you've got another half a year to go. Congratulations, everyone. Great meeting and well done. And with that, I conclude my general evaluators report. I'd like to hand over to the president, Jen.
Once again, hey, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I just recalled that I forgot something very important. I forgotten to acknowledge our very distinguished guests. We have two district officers in our meeting tonight. One of them is from District 70. Need to scroll up. It's like the TLI chair. Is the what do you call it in District 70?
We call it lead trainer.
The lead trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the lead trainer in District 70. And we also have Division M Director, my evaluator, Wu Hui-Chin. So acknowledging both of them and thanking you both to be here and contributing your amazing evaluations. With that, not to forget a few more very wonderful guests, being a very good audience tonight. We have Surendran, Gigi, and Veera. We still have a few, but they left. So thank you for staying all night. I hope you enjoyed today's meeting. I would like to congratulate a few first-timer. So the first one is Michael, being the first-time accountant, and I think he did an amazing job, right? Nobody knows he's a first-timer. And the second one is none other than our Toastmaster of the evening. I remember last meeting when she was asking who wants to take the role player. She immediately, I just simply said, I suggest that you take TME. Then she immediately said, yes, why not? So there is a bravery that we can see and the spontaneous attitude that we can learn from. So without trying, we will never know. And today she tried and she succeeded. So ladies and gentlemen, try more role players. Okay, with that, I would like to listen and hear opinions from our guests. What do you think of today's meeting? I can see Surendran here. Surendran, what do you think about today's meeting?
Today's meeting was quite helpful and interesting for me, and I learned a lot of new things and how Toastmaster works. And since I'm the first time for the Toastmaster, there was actually a proper introduction, and in fact, at the break room, you have actually guide me how it's work and so on. So it's quite helpful for me. Yep. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. How about Veera? Veera, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Veera, what do you think about today's meeting?
It's so interesting. You all doing a great, wonderful job. Organized. So I would like to long run with you all.
Yay! Looking forward to it. You just got me excited.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ira. Let's have our last but not least, Gigi. Gigi, how about you? Are you here?
Hi everyone, this is my very first time in Toastmasters and great job for every speakers. You guys are so great and you guys can speak so fluent because I was born in I was raised in Chinese family, so my mother tongue is definitely Chinese and I couldn't speak English really well. That's why I plan to join Toastmasters and also boost up my bravery. Yeah. And I would like to appraise that the schedule is so organized and the timing, it's like, wow, even a minute, it will be like shifted. So this is a very great job, the timing. Yeah. And also the speakers, they're so great. And Hui Chi, I would like to praise that I can tell that she's really friendly. So I like her. All right, and I wish I can continue to participate in here. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you for that compliment. I'm flying very high right now. So with that, thank you for your presence again. I would like to pass our control back to our Toastmaster of the evening tonight for the awards presentation. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Jen. So let us, with a high mood, let us announce our winners. So for the best top table topic speaker is Wasanti. Congratulations. Is anyone help her to take a picture?
I will help Angie. All right. So 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. For the next, the best prepared speech tonight is Jen. Congratulations.
All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. Back to you, Angie.
And the last award, the best evaluator for this meeting. Wu Hui-Qing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right. So 3, 2, 1. All right. Back to you, Angie.
So now this is the end of the Okay, so for the best, for the best player is me. Thank you.
All right. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Back to you, Angie.
Thank you for the. We want to make an appreciation for our GE evaluator, Miss Lee.
All right. 3, 2, 1. All right.
Okay, thank you for you all coming for this meeting. Those who like to stay with us longer for chit chat, please stay. And I would like to make a promotion for the next meeting. Who would like to take part for the role player? Please help me to let me know who will be the one. Yeah, when you will be the first one, you'll be the second one. So you try on, then you will be never afraid of it. So hopefully you can contact us that you would like to do some role player or speaker. I think MJ will be happy on it. Yeah. I'll pass it to Jen, please. Thank you.
That's all for today. We'll adjourn for the night. You can stay back to chit chat if you want. We are having an informal session right now. So have a good night.
Thank you. See you. Good night.
Thank you for coming.
See you next time. Bye.
See you next time.
Thank you for amazing.
So anyone would like to take role, please contact me or MJ that we can book for you guys. Speaker also, evaluator.
Especially speech.
Yeah.
If there is nobody, you can slot me in.
Yeah, no
is very
problem. It's a pleasure for us.
Great meeting, everyone. See you next time. Sorry,
Thank you, Lee. Yeah. Good night.
things kept happening to me, but I'm here. This is.
No worries.
Thank you so
See you
much.
next time. Bye.
Thank you.
Hey, Angie, if there is any roles need to be taken in the last minute, you just let me know. I just give opportunity for others to take roles as well, let them to learn. Unless if there is nobody, you just put me in. Okay, thank you. Good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Yeah, no, we got another new backup. Oh, we need to stop recording now.